This show is brought to you by Crawford Incorporated!
Okay.
This time Chandler, different style of driving in his lead with once again that little bit of a flick initiation, really deep. Oh my goodness, Chandler, how deep?
The outside clip, they're coming in. Nice fill of the zone.
With a bit of a rear dirt drop there, maybe a little shallow.
Oh, if this is my first time on your phone, your TV, your camera, whatever you're using, what up? I'm Chandler, and let's get it. So, first things first, we're going to be reviewing everything that we have seen so far, and Drift Masters and Formula Drift, and a couple of other little news things like Deadpool and stuff, because, you know, Marvel finally made a film that hit $1 billion. That's crazy. $1 billion. That's crazy. Maybe I get a little bit for my Spider-Man film. But anyways, that's beyond the point. We should get into it, so let's get it. Alright, so first gear. As you know, when you're drifting, you gotta get the first to start the car anyways. You dig what I'm saying? But who knows? Some people start second, third, I don't know. JD. Anyways, first gear. We're talking about Deadpool and how Marvel finally created a movie that in a while has been like, they finally made a film that hit $1 billion. So congrats on that, Mr. Feige and Marvel. I am expecting my check when we made the next Spider-Man film. You feel what I'm saying? But that's awesome. The movie was great. I've watched it 3-4 times now. So it's dope. It's funny. I definitely recommend watching it if you haven't seen it. Spoiler alert. I wanna see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye, bye. The second thing I want to say is the NFL season has begun. It is preseason so far, but football's back! Yes, sir. I haven't looked at the Olympics. I haven't looked at anything else like that. Celtics won. My Celtics. Yes. Let's take a clap on that. Because we finally won, baby! Celtics won. Patriots won. Boom. I'm a North Carolina native, but guess what? I still support all the Boston teams, which is crazy work, right? But I don't know why. Tom Brady's the GOAT. Another thing about random news today. So, George Kirkopoulos, my guy. Congrats on the baby. Happy for you and your lady. Nate Hamilton doing his thing over there other than the skirt, e-break, and man going crazy. He's doing all types of races, so that's pretty dope. And Caffeine and Octane was this past weekend, so I gotta go catch up on that. My boy Dustin over there doing his thing along with his sweet lady, Bear. And hey, I'm waiting to get over there with y'all. Whether it be OIDC, Drift Masters, Formula Drift, it doesn't matter. James Deane! This is the biggest thing. James Deane's podium streak has been snapped.
Jones, all right, man, he is absolutely roasting those Nitto tires right out of the gate, and locked and loaded. Big angle from him, sticks it to the wall. And you got to think that, you know, he hasn't seen a battle yet today or this weekend. Oh! James Deane overcooks it. Outside zone 1 goes beyond 2. That's gonna be that's an incomplete. Like literally, Jeff Jones doesn't even need to complete this. What the heck? So
honestly, with the tracks lined up from the last Drift Master track, Riga, he always does well at. I don't remember the time that James Deane wasn't on the podium for Seattle, and then Utah. I was thinking Utah, maybe that would have been where it would have been snapped or anything, but obviously it was snapped before. And Irwindale, he podiumed last year, and I expected him to do so this year as well. But I was honestly very surprised to see the 13th podium streak coming to an end. That was very interesting. There's no way that you would think that James the Machine Deane, like, was human after what he did from last Irwindale breaking the Kizalabone, you feel me? Buddy, it's tough. Drifting is tough. And unfortunately he made a mistake. Hit the wall, the first outer zone of Seattle, and it was against Jeff Jones. Interesting because Jeff has been one of the most fan favorites, but he's also not been on the podium a lot recently, or even in the top 8, no disrespect. But I'm happy for him. I'm really happy for him because this might be something to give him a little bit of confidence going into the future, because he took down Simon, he took down Shanahan and James Deane in the same event. That's crazy, because all 3 of those guys can take anybody out at any time, as we've seen this year. Drift Masters was also crazy. Right before James Deane's podium snap, and he did not look like he was going to slow down at any time. Honestly, I would like to say James Deane is for sure, dare I say it, the Tom Brady of drifting right now. It's just facts. You can't compare him right now to anybody else. Like, at first we seen that the 2017 year, obviously Warthouse and Peter and James are coming over to the U.S. and they destroyed everybody. It was very light work to them, in my opinion. It just looked like light work. 2017 dominated, 2018 dominated, but the field of Formula Drift started slightly rising. So James won the championship with a little bit less of a point gap, but it was still a domination. 2019, it was an even closer gap. James Deane basically won it. Yes, he won it, but by a small margin. And obviously he didn't come back until last year, which last year was a learning season. Everybody has learning seasons. To see 2024 and his domination is wild, because a lot of people were like, is James Deane still the best drifter in the world? He hasn't really done anything in the last few years, technically. But as we can see, he's still there. He's still doing his thing. And he is the Tom Brady of drifting. I'm sorry, he is. But can't go without mentioning there's a lot of other people that are considered the GOATs of drifting. And honestly, James is right now showing that he is the top, but right below him is a bunch of other names, like, for example, the Frederick Osbos, the Peter Vinseks, the Naoki Nakamuras. There's too many drifters to say there's an absolute GOAT, but James is really, really hard to make a case that he is not right now the greatest of all time, and we don't know if we'll ever see this ever again. So we're going to enjoy it for right now, you feel me? And I hope I battle you one day, because it would be so fun, you feel what I'm saying? Boy, now if you imagine Chandler Crawford versus James Deane in the finals, boy, Irwindale, dog, you best believe I might hit you. I'm probably going to hit you, because you're going to probably put it in my door and not touch me. But, hey, I promise not to put you in the wall, I swear. But James Deane right now, what he's accomplished, I don't know who the first gear dude was. Dude is wild. But I'm glad you're talking to me now. Moving along, we had Seattle this past week. Ryan Turk finally won an event. Congratulations! Oh my God. It's been since 2022. It's amazing to see him. I almost cried when this man almost cried. Daggone, boy, stop it. For you though, Ryan, honestly, what an amazing event. I do wish that we got to see the finals battle, because I think him and Hiroya might have had a little bit of beef, you feel me, respectfully, on the track, not on the... We can't be out here fighting 14-year-olds, you feel me? Your podium, Ryan Turk. Second, Hiroya Manoa. Third, Adam LZ. After crashing the car in the last round. This man literally had his team, one of the best privateer teams right now, bro. Let's be honest. The fact that his team literally built a car in a little under 2 weeks from scratch, basically, is crazy, dog. The fact that they did that, and this man said, I'm going to win this event, and really came close to it, and he's still standing on the 3rd spot on the podium. Damn! I wish I can be a fly on the wall at Drift HQ sometimes, because what they did this weekend and this past couple weeks is like, that stuff, honestly, and I commend them for that. That's just amazing, because if I had a team like that, buddy, best believe we put it on a podium every single time. And I'm proud of you, Adam, and I'm proud of Ryan and the Papadakis crew, and of course Jerry Yang Racing and Hiroya, Yellow Speed Native. I hope y'all got some yellow speeds on your car watching it. Yo, this is a commercial break, if you ain't realized. That boy got his own commercial break, boy. Nah, but if you haven't already, please like the video, please subscribe, and I just want to say, I do have a Twitch channel. It'll be down here somewhere, you feel what I'm saying? CC_170, follow the team, Crawford Incorporated, you feel me? We trying to get up and going. We've been sim drifters for a long time. Now we trying to get to the real world and get the Formula Drift and Drift Masters. I am now saying that right now, and today, Crawford Incorporated, Formula Drift and Drift Masters in one day. Swear. My personal account on Instagram is 170. That is ONE7TY. A lot of people, they don't get it. They don't get it. That's my raised number. We can do a whole backstory behind that. But this is a commercial break. I love y'all. Now enjoy the video. 3rd gear. Honestly, I don't even know what the heck I was supposed to talk about in 3rd gear. But, you feel me? We can just stare at each other. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Because it came to my mind, and ADHD is crazy. So, 3rd gear. Is Peter back? Now, it is a new car, and I can't really say yes or no yet. My 3 for Drift Masters was Connor Falvey was going to take it. That was like my dark horse. Like, for some reason, I just thought of it. Peter, history says, Peter on Riga, it's a win or a 2nd place, like the past few years, but it is a new car. And my safe bet was honestly Laurie Heinonen because of his reign of terror. However, James Deane decided to come in and do his normal thing. My picks were not terribly off. But Laurie Heinonen has lost the points race right now to James Deane by a couple of points. And James is firmly leading the Formula Drift series right now, but he is also leading the Drift Master Series, which is the top 2 competitions in the world, in my opinion. And the fact that he's leading both of them right now is no easy work because of the competition level of both competitions. They're the best in the world right now. So the fact that he's leading 2 competitions, well, 2 series, I should say, is no small feat, and I definitely commend you on that. But we got a long season left to do in Formula Drift. After the streak was snapped for the podiums, it could be anybody's game. This could be the downfall or the back uprising, and he could just start on another podium streak. I want to say Drift Masters is kind of up in the air because the next few events are really going to tell a lot. And when it comes into the last round, it's going to be very interesting because last year Connor Shanahan took it, and he very well could take it again. He just did really well in Riga, and that podium, that series is like, I think it's going to go back and forth for a little bit. I think they got maybe 2 more rounds or something like that. Somebody please fact check me, but I think they have 2 more rounds. I think Drift Masters is just 6 rounds. Formula Drift obviously is 8. James Deane leading by 2 points. Well, if you have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on and so forth in drifting, if you have 1 round and you were not up by 100-something points, that can flop very fast to where you're leading the championship 1 round, and then the next, you're not leading it. So, hey, James is only leading by 2 points. I feel like Lori Heinonen has the capabilities of completing his quest of winning the championship. And up until Finland, honestly, Lori Heinonen was always pretty much a bridesmaid and never a bride, always getting second and not first. And for him to finally get his first win was amazing. Ignited more of a fire for him to go out, but I don't know if the leading championship maybe got to him, because his driving was not Lori Heinonen-ish this round in Riga. I do think he will be tested next event for sure, because anybody that leads the championship knows that you're typically... Get off me. Honestly, I feel like he'll be fine. For Adam and James to come over and say, hey, I'm going to just do a couple rounds, you did. You know, I'm going to just do a couple rounds. I'm a wild card. Adam in Formula Drift, James in Drift Masters. I'm a wild card. You feel me? Boy, them boys has done almost every single event. And about dominant. That's beyond the point. I feel like Lori Heinonen will be your champion, but it's too early to tell. You have to hit me up next event, because that will tell a lot, because then I think they will have only 1 more round. Yeah. I think Lori Heinonen will be fine, and he should be your champion. I don't want to put all that weight on his shoulders, but you know, I'm not Lori Heinonen. There's no weight on my shoulders at the moment, so hey. As far as the championships is decided, honestly, Formula Drift, James has a strong lead, but Formula Drift has a long way, and as we've seen last Seattle event, we don't know. We really don't know. It seemed like James was going to break the streaks of podiums for Formula Drift in general and in the world, which he definitely did the world, but Formula Drift itself, hey, this man almost did all of the rounds since last Irwindale. End of the year, I'm going to say right now, way too early bet, since Formula Drift is now doing bets and stuff. I don't know, if you want to give me your money right now, you can. But you know, James Deane, 4-time champion. Frederick Osbo, second. When those two are together, it's usually a 1 and 2 punch. Boom, boom. You gotta have one and then have the other. It's like a combo at Bojangles. You know, you just can't have the daggone chicken without the biscuit. You feel me? But James Deane, 4-time champion. Frederick Osbo, almost 4-time champion. I think that points gap will be a lot closer by Irwindale. And 3, my dark horse for 3rd place on the podium is not Odi Bachi's. I think it's Hiroya Manoa, bro. Definitely can step his way on that 3rd spot on the podium. This man wasn't able to make it. I think Hiroya Manoa will be the 3rd spot on the podium, hopefully higher, because yellow speed. Anyways, whatever it is, I think James Deane, Frederick Osbo, and Hiroya Manoa. That's the three that right now is going to come down to. Your top 5 is probably going to be Odie and Adam. Who knows? I'm thinking my top 5 in no particular order at all. James Deane, Frederick Osbo, Hiroya Manoa, Odie Bakshis, and Adam LZ. I think that's your top 5 at the end of the year, especially because it seems like Adam does want to. I don't know if he's doing Utah, but it sounds like he is doing Utah. So, yeah, I'm going to say that's your top 5, and Adam has been on a tear. It's going to be interesting how the E36 and the 2J perform at Utah, seeing that a lot of people are down on power, and his car is extremely grippy. I have a friend that works at Drift HQ, and he says that car is, now that it's all fresh and brand new, it's 30% grippier than the last chassis because there's no cracks or anything in the subframe. So if it's 30% grippier, and that car was struggling on Seattle behind slower opponents, and how he was in a lead position, that's going to be interesting when it's a little down on power. I'm not sure how much power they do run or not run. Might be 900, might be 1,000. Don't know, honestly. I'm not an insider. But if it's down on power, it's going to be very interesting because if it already has a lot of grip, more grip, less power, I don't know how it's going to perform. I have faith that it will perform very well, and Adam will do what Adam does. But I do stand on the fact that I think, no particular order, my top 5 is what it was, honestly. Utah's going to be interesting. And Drift Masters is at almost the end of August, so it'll be the 23rd and 24th of August. We shall see what unfolds there. I would do a little quick review of when Formula Drift drops their brackets, because now we know who is battling who, and I do like the seating bracket a lot. I really do. We had a lot of conversations about Seattle, and I think Seattle it's not the most exciting track on the menu, but it is also one of the most needed on the menu, so to speak. So the reason why I say that is because things happen, and it always proves to be the fact that typically somebody random wins the event, or there's at least 2 random people that have not been on the podium this year is on the podium. So, for instance, obviously Ryan Turek. It's been since 2022, baby! And this man won! Hiroya won. Well, Hiroya got second. James Deane knocked out top 16. There's a lot of things going on in Seattle, which is why I think it's so interesting. I think the driving aspect of it, it's not the best. Anyways, lightning is crazy work. I hear you, God. The fact that I lost my train of thought. Seattle, the driving doesn't really step up. Typically, every event 16 and on, it's like almost finals battles. But every time we come to Seattle, it's more like once you get to the grade 8, maybe even the final 4, that's when you start to have those finals type of battles. And honestly, I think that's why Seattle is needed, just because it shakes up points or shakes up stories that you cannot get from another event. Utah, kind of the same, but I would say Seattle right now is the most dark horse track that will take out anybody at any time, and that is why I appreciate Seattle being on the calendar of Formula Drift. Could it come in earlier in the season? That would be interesting to see if they tried to do a Long Beach, then they would go to the Road Atlantas, and then for round 3, instead of going to Orlando, or Long Beach, Seattle, then Atlanta, or something like that. I don't know. Could it shake up the points more? I think it honestly falls on it falls perfectly in the place it does right now because you have 3 more events after it. So you got Utah, Irwindale, I think. I don't know. But I definitely think that is the most needed track at the moment just because it shakes up so much, honestly. Like I said, Seattle is definitely needed. I would like to see a different layout on Seattle, though. Keep it spicy. I think the layout could use some work. Maybe use part of the infield and then, or if you wanted to still use the bank, use the bank. First outer zone, you come in off of the bank. Second outer zone, third outer zone. But instead of the third outer zone, and you do that little transition left and then a transition right, and filling a fourth, I think it would be very interesting if Seattle did a little first outer zone, second outer zone, third outer zone. The third outer zone being a full loop back to the bank. They obviously ended at the bank. Don't drift the bank. But I definitely would want to see a different layout of some sort on Seattle because I think it would just be fun. But honestly, I think if you did a little loop around, I think it'd be kind of sick. I don't know. The crowd will love it because they finish right in front of them anyways, but it'll be the opposite way. And then I guess you can get people in and out, in and out, in and out. I don't know. Drift Masters, I know, charges teams for how long it takes, and that's also, I think, another reason why Formula Drift takes a little bit longer. I would like to see a little bit more strictness, but I don't know. But, hey, it's my sport. 4th gear, because Pro Spec, they say you only can have 4 gears. You go, we already done had the 1st, the 2nd, the 3rd. Now we about to go to 4th. All right, now, 4th. This is just ramble. Anything is off the table. Daggone, we got the Tom Brady walking on the field back to Brian Kansas first year. Boy, God. And then, dude, the sim drifter world out here taking off. As you know, I'm a sim drifter myself. I've been drifting since 2012 on the sim. And I just started my first ever drift event in 2022, October. Got a lot of things going on at the moment. This year has been the most driving I've done and most seat time I've done this year. I literally got a lot of confidence and decided to send my car in the one.
Oh no! Oh no!
Feet, I swear, I don't know. But it was fun because I was pushing. So, yeah, if you would like to see more of me on the screen, hey, you know where to go. Look at that commercial break, boy. That boy, look, boy, you feel me? But, yeah, sim drifting is taking off. Honestly, Virtual Drift Masters is taking off. SVDS. There's a lot more competitions going on. Obviously, VDC and things of that nature. But, hey, sim drifting is taking off. Honestly, I don't know what to talk about in 4th gear. Hey, if you have any questions or any things that you have that could be in the 4th gear like area, please let me know, because I would love to make this a longer form type of show if you would like, or just hit me up with something. I don't know. This is my first ever video. I don't know. But 1st gear, 2nd gear, 3rd gear, 4th gear. We don't try and go to 5th. We don't want a sequential. That's expensive. But just do 4. We just want 4th gear. So if you have anything that can go in the 4th gear segment, please let me know. And we can get something going. I would like to do fan questions, or I can't really call you fans if you don't know me, but I love you, and I really hope that you give me a segment that I can talk about in the 4th gear and make this a long show, like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes, an hour, maybe more. It don't matter how long, honestly, as long as you enjoy the content. That's all that matters to me. But yeah, let me know what you want to talk about in the 4th gear. I'm Chandler, signing off. And please, Wait! Fourth gear. Somebody, please, hit me up and let me know what you want the show to be called. If you want it every week, if you want it every month, if you want it every Formula Drift or Drift Masters event, let me know how you want this format. I was thinking every other week or something, or every round. I don't know. I really don't know. But yeah, what also do you want me to talk about? Like, do you want me to continue with the first gear as kind of like a random thing, or do you want it to be strictly drifting? Because this is what it's going to be mainly about, is just drifting. But I do have other lifestyles that I like to look at, football, and I do like to watch Marvel films or scary films or something. This is just it makes you a little bit more human, I feel, if we don't just only talk about drifting sometimes. But I mean, I talk about drifting 25/8. We could talk about other things if you want. I can just chat your head off about suspension setups and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But let me know what you want to hear. First gear, I was thinking of keeping it as a kind of for fun, quick, like very quick, because usually your first gear is pretty quick, 20, 30 miles an hour, typically. But if you got a Viper, that jump probably is extremely long, and it's probably the exciting part of the video. But we don't have Vipers over here. We just have an E46 330i. That junk's short, bruh. That junk is 1, 2. You feel me? That junk is quick. So I would like to get out the news as fast as possible. Football, done. The first 10 seconds, whatever. I don't know how long it is. First gear is got to be quick. Second gear, a little bit longer. Third gear, loud. You feel me? Fourth gear, pretty much as long as the third gear. I don't know, honestly. This video, fourth gear is going to be that gone my first gear almost. But maybe a second. We'll figure that out. This is probably going to be the most raw clip because I don't know what to do in fourth gear. And audiences, like Deadpool said, are accustomed to long run times. And honestly, I'm just here to have a good time. You're here to have a good time. And I'm just here rambling. That's because that's what fourth gear is. We just ramble. We chat. We have conversation. So please, the next video, I would love to have questions by you guys, because this is going on what used to be the FD stats page, is now the 170 show. So I know I got a few homies out there from Formula Drift Stats that would love to have a conversation with me, and you can send them through DM. I don't know. I have to have an email or something to where you can easily just send me questions. But I know I got some homies. I'm excited. I'm excited for this. This is fun, honestly. But let me know. You want this once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week? I'm kidding. But I might not be. This could become a job somehow. First gear, second gear, third gear, fourth gear, and fifth gear, I'm out. Peace, dog. Yeah,
I bust rhymes with sickness, and you can't understand when I kick this thickness. A lot of banging on felt, tripping while sipping my wet, and I'm sunk down to